Google is acquiring Motorola. That deal's not done. You're not part of Google yet, but you will be. Overall, what's going to be the strategy pitch where one of your many competitors, an HTC, an LG, a Samsung, the list goes on, is going to say to Google, why should we support Android when Motorola is beating us up in the marketplace as best they can, as well they should?
Larry Page, CEO of Google, has been very thoughtful about that, and has been very explicit about that. He has said that he will support every single OEM equally, both ways. No one will be disadvantaged and no one will be advantaged. And I think it's a very important thing for people to understand that economically, at the moment, 700,000 Android devices are getting activated every day. Right. Motorola is responsible for a very small percentage of those devices.
Then why own Motorola? Is it as has been written, for the patent portfolio and no other reason?
So patent portfolio is certainly a very important aspect. Google has large number of technologies, and there's a huge amount of research dollars being spent on developing brand new technologies every day. Some of those technologies could come to market using Motorola products. Android will remain open, but there are some other technologies which could see light of day on Motorola products, certainly.
It's an extraordinary time on this patent issue. All of a sudden, everybody's suing everybody. So could you just elaborate a little more on what you see Google getting out of owning this Motorola patent portfolio?
Well, let me first of all tell you why I think this IP war, as people are calling it, is going on. Yeah. There's really a convergence of mobility, internet, computing, and consumer content that's going on.
Yes.
So you had a bunch of companies. There were internet companies, a bunch of companies, Microsoft, Dell, and so on, computer company. You have content companies, and then, of course, all the mobile device manufacturers. We are all in one space. It's probably the largest convergence of technology that's going on. And of course, all of us have different patent portfolios in different spaces, and we're all saying, hey, you're in my space, you're in my space. That's really the context of it. I've seen this happen probably, I can be certain one time, probably twice.
What are you thinking of, by the way? What periods?
Well, there was a big battle between GSM and CDMA, for instance, in telecom some years ago, that I lived through as a result of my prior...
At Qualcomm.
Company. Yeah. And what happens is that at the end of it, people figure out that everyone needs to have a patent portfolio, and there is some trade-off that people make, and there is some peace. Because at the end of it, you have to deliver innovation and you have to meet consumer requirement. That's how you win. And I think part of the reason for owning this patent portfolio for Google, I think, again, you ought to ask Larry and with greater precision on this matter, but is to make sure that they have a patent portfolio that they can play the game of doing the exchanges, so they are not, and their ecosystem is not disadvantaged.